Okay, if you guys would, we are ready for this example. Biggest thing I'm seeing so far, I know some of these can be challenging, but a picture is very important. So you should not be coming to me with a question when you haven't even drawn the picture and tried to label anything on it. And you also need to make sure you're drawing your picture is big enough that you can add the information to it. Because some of these have a lot of different pieces. So if you're trying to squeeze everything into a little bitty spot, it's hard to see what you have. So take a second, read this problem, and see if you can begin to draw a picture about what this is describing. So looking straight up, and that's what she's trying to find. I'll call that H. From a given point on the ground, so somewhere on the ground, she finds the angle of elevation. Angle of elevation goes from a horizontal line. So from the horizontal line up, that angle is 74.2 degrees. Okay. Then she backs up 35 feet. So this is 35 from here to here. From the second point, the angle of elevation to the top of the building is 51.8 degrees. So now this angle is 51.8 degrees. Find the height of the building. So I'm looking for my H here. How many right triangles do we have in this picture? Two. We have the big triangle is a right triangle, and then the smaller ones. Okay. Do I know this first distance? So what could I call that? X. So this is kind of like, I don't remember, was it 34 or something? There was one like this on the homework. Okay. If I look at this triangle with my side of X, this is H, and this is 74.2 degrees. It's a right triangle, so I know I can use trig functions, but I don't have enough information to actually solve anything yet. If I look at the whole thing, this is H, right angle, 51.8 degrees. What would this total side be?
X plus 35.
Do you guys have any suggestions for me? What do you think we should do?
Find the angles.
We can find the missing angles, but
That wouldn't help us at all.
that's not what we need. We did one like this at the end of the last section. I did an example. I said you didn't have any on your homework yet. So the two sides that we're looking at are opposite and adjacent. So that's tangent. So in both triangles, I can set up my tangent. Now I'm not going to be able to solve it yet, but if I multiply over, then they are both equal to H. So if they're both equal to H, what can you do? This one, if I distribute, we get X tangent of 51.8 degrees plus 35 tangent of 51.8 degrees. What next? We need all the X's on one side. So if I subtract that term over, they're not like terms, so you can't combine them. You can take an X out. I know it's a lot of writing, but you've solved problems like this in algebra. It just looks worse because of tangents and everything. So to get this, we are going to our calculator. So just a word of warning, remember every time you push tangent, it opens the parentheses, so you have to close it. And you also need to make sure, since the denominator has two terms, add a set around the entire denominator. So everybody try to plug this in. Make sure you're in degree mode. Let's keep a couple for a minute, just because we're not quite done with questions. So I got 19.6527. But what did the question ask me to find? H. If you look back, we have a couple ways of finding it, but the easiest is probably right here. H is x times the tangent of 74.2. We have x and so we get 69.45. So if we do two significant digits to match the problem, that would be 69 feet. So there's only one like this on your homework, but it does take a little more work. You have to set up the tangent for both triangles and then work from there. So you found this hypotenuse. The only problem is this triangle is not a right triangle, so we can't only use that one. Yes.
Can I grab my coffee cup, pretty please?
Yes.
I've got my bag on the way.
All right. Any questions there? Let's try at least one more. I have several examples. We don't have to do them all. I want to give you guys time to work. But
I'm mad that it smells like coffee, but I can't have the coffee.
all right, two equal sides of an isosceles triangle. Or, huh?
And I saw
Oh, yeah, we can, because we gotta split it in
a
half.
fool, Carson.
So two equal sides of an isosceles triangle are each 24 centimeters. So isosceles means two sides are the same. What? I just drew an excellent triangle.
Oh, I drew a really long triangle.
That looks like an equilateral.
Keep your comments to yourself.
I drew it. Look at my triangle.
All right. If each of the two equal angles are 52 degrees, where would the equal angles be?
Bottom corners.
Why do you know that?
Find the length of the base and the altitude. Where's the base? The bottom. Where's the altitude?
Top.
if you draw that in, what kind of angle does it form? Okay, so if I want this side here, what trig function would I do? Sine of 52 degrees over 24. How many significant digits would we use?
2.
So we get 18.91226, so we would call it. All right, what about the base? What would I do?
Usually add.
Opposite.
Wait, what?
Okay,
Yeah, cosine.
if we did here,
Times 2.
if we find this, all we have to do is take it times 2 and we have the total base. So we could say the cosine of 52 degrees equals b over 24.
Oh, cosine, I just did sine again.
And so then our total base, if you take that times 2, yes, at the very end. So then this would take it to 30, which is technically only 1, but it's better to have fewer significant digits than too many. That would technically be 3. Yes, if you have a decimal, it counts both of those zeros.
And if you
So
put
you
it,
just leave it
if you
as
put a
30.
decimal, that means you know exactly what it is. You didn't round.
That is not normal.
We were taking a test one day, and Megan like turned and popped her back, and I remember it's like.
Yes.
Where did that 29.5519?
Because we said the total base, the total distance across is times 2.
Could you do like
2b,
48
no.
times cosine?
I'm hilarious.
No. It would not turn out.
Wait.
All right. Do we need some more examples, or do you guys want to work? Okay, so yesterday I gave you 8 problems. So here's my stipulation today. I want to help you, but you better have a picture drawn before I walk over there, and you better not be writing in my textbook.
Was it Tyler?
I have a lot of